For the next step of your watercolor pencil versus water-soluble pastels boot camp, you're going to be adding water on top of the color. So I have my paper here, I have a cup of water, I have a rag to blot my brush, and I have a watercolor paintbrush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my brush nice and wet, and I'm just going to apply the water on top of the color to kind of see what happens. Now, as you apply water, your brush will start to kind of dry out, so you will need to get more water. You can spread the water out on the paper, trying to fill in as much of that space as you can without filling in the whole section, because you don't want your whole paper wet at the same time. If your entire paper is wet at the same time, the colors can run together and then you won't be able to see your different techniques and colors. So in my scumbling technique there, I can see the texture of the scumbling still, but the water has activated a lot of that paint to kind of fill in the white. Now I'm going to do all of my colored pencil first. As I work on gradient, I'm going to kind of work in bands. So I'm going to apply water all over the darker area, clean out my brush, kind of pull some of that color into the next area, medium value. Clean out my brush. So here we're trying to make a gradual change from dark to light. After I do every section one at a time, I'll go over the entire thing to try to help eliminate the brush marks. Now with my two colors layering here, I'm going to hopefully be making the color that I was going for as I chose which colors I would be mixing. So hopefully here I'm going to see varying colors in the violet range. I've got some red violet here over on the right hand side, what I would call more just of a regular violet towards the center, and a blue violet over there on the left. Now it is important that you try to keep your brush bristles all going the same direction so that you are not abusing your brush. Then again, I'm trying to just go over everything to eliminate as much of the brush marks as possible. Same thing is then going to happen in my three color blending. I'm going to focus on one color at a time, but then I'm going to go ahead and mix those colors together. Now you'll notice that the water helps kind of fill in the white space. It makes the color look a little bit more vibrant or bold as well, and makes everything go together more gradually. Now you can see my paper is starting to curl a little bit, and that is okay. It will flatten out a little bit on its own as it dries. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing in my watercolor pastel column, and we're just then going to be able to see and compare how working with the two different materials can be. Now, as soon as you are done applying water to your paper goes to the drying rack and you need to talk to your teacher to learn about the next step.